This video is about our first experience and our thoughts on an MSC cruise.
The MSC Sea View.
Hello everybody, Joyce here with the Traveling Gamblers, and I am here with John. Hello, John.
Hello, Joyce.
John and I are at home. We are in between cruises right now, and we are doing some catch up, if you will.
We had a back-to-back on Celebrity, and we needed a filler between that and the Queen Mary 2, and there wasn't a Celebrity cruise that we could fit in there.
Right.
So we did the Yacht Club. We did the MSC Sea View.
Yes, and we were in the Yacht Club.
Yacht Club,
so
yes.
We were able to book it through a casino junket, and we're going to go into that in another video about doing that, getting comped cruises on other cruise lines that you haven't been on before based on your play. But that'll be in a separate video, and you'll have to look for that. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about our experience on MSC Sea View. We were in the Yacht Club, as we said, and we booked the Yacht Club because we were comped a balcony, which would be the regular dining and all the regular things in the ship. And it cost us $1,000 to upgrade to the Yacht Club. $1,000 total for the both of us. And we had actually it was $1,400 to upgrade, and we had a $400 onboard credit that we were able to use against that upgrade. So we paid $1,000 out of pocket for the upgrade, and we did that because when you took everything into consideration, everything that you got as being part of the Yacht Club, it made sense for the extra $1,000.
Exactly,
We had
yes.
prepaid gratuities, we had the drink package, Wi-Fi devices. We had how many Wi-Fi devices? 2 each?
Oh, I don't remember.
I think it was two
Yeah,
each. I think it was 2 each.
Yeah.
And all of these things added up otherwise to be more than the $1,000 out of pocket. So in addition to that, we got to utilize the retreat or the Yacht Club area.
Right. Which was like a separate ship.
Yes.
The way it's set up.
It was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So there were pros and cons, in our opinion, to it. First of all, here's a picture of the Sea View. It was a 7-night sailing in the Mediterranean. We started in Civitavecchia. It was Civitavecchia to Civitavecchia. And we went to 4 different ports in the Mediterranean. And it was really a lovely trip.
It sure was.
It was very surprising.
Right. I was surprised.
We heard that if you want to book MSC, that you should really do the Yacht Club versus the regular part of the ship. And from what we saw,
I agree with that.
I agree with that completely. We did not have an opportunity to try out any of the food that wasn't in the Yacht Club, but the food that we had in the Yacht Club was amazing. We had breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Right.
And that was served every single day in the Yacht Club, regardless of whether we were at port or at sea, versus the retreat on Celebrity, where their lunch is only served on sea days.
Sea days, correct.
Right.
Yes.
The food was fantastic.
I like the food better than the retreat.
I did. So let me give you a little breakdown on the description of the Yacht Club area versus the rest of the ship. So I went out into the rest of the ship. We went out a couple times. We walked around the whole ship when we first got on. And it's a beautiful ship. It's very large. There are lots and lots of areas. And what we found was that it was largely Europeans, which you would expect, being that it was a European cruise and it was round trip in the Mediterranean.
Yeah,
We know some people that are native Italians, born and raised in Italy, and they have all said the same thing. The consensus is, when in Rome, it'll suit you to behave the way that they behave, and that for them it's not being rude, but for us we found it to be intrusive, and that's fine. That's the culture there. That's fine, but it's not something that I would want to experience again. The Yacht Club was very different. So the ship was over 6,000 passengers.
Yes.
The Yacht Club was 203.
Had its own buffet, had its own
Had its
food,
own everything.
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 Everything was separate.
Only 203 passengers in the Yacht Club on this ship. It was completely separated from the rest of the ship. So what I mean by that is the entire suite area was behind glass doors. And you needed to use your key card or your room key, your CPAS card, to tap in, to open those doors, to go to anything pertaining to the Yacht Club. Whether it was the lounge, the restaurant, the pools, the buffet, anything, your cabins. And it was really lovely. So our cabin happened to be on deck 16. And that's the same deck that the lounge was on.
Right.
They had their own Yacht Club reception, if you will.
Right, yes.
And every single thing that you would normally go to the guest relations for was there, and it was manned 24/7.
Yes.
Which was really nice. There was somebody at that desk 24 hours a day, and that was really lovely.
Right. If you wanted room service, they handled that. Anything you want.
Right. So if you were in your cabin and you called to order room service, any other cruise line that we've ever been on, if you call to order room service, you're on hold for a while until room service answers to take your order. This, they answered immediately because it was the desk that was in the Yacht Club area. They would take your room service order and they would call through to room service on a special number, and they would handle the whole thing.
Also, if you wanted to get off the ship, they wanted to call a butler to walk you off the ship.
Yes.
And that was amazing.
They were escorted off and on.
Which the first day we were there, we were amazed because as soon as we got up there was a butler outside.
At the terminal.
Right. And just walking us through everything and bringing us up. It was...
They took our boarding passes and they took our luggage. They checked it in. We didn't even wait for them to have to do that. And they walked us right on the ship, took us straight to our cabin. Our luggage was delivered very early. It was put inside our cabin. And the butlers were incredibly attentive. So we had a cabin steward and we had a butler, just like on Celebrity we have had. And the butler... we were surprised because the butlers were the servers in the yacht lounge.
They were all over they were just there for us.
Right.
And different ones. You know, we had a main butler and the other ones just substituted.
Right. So they worked together as a team and they had a rotation in the lounge. So there weren't drink servers in the lounge. There were butlers in the lounge. So the butlers knew all the passengers and the passengers knew all the butlers. You got to know each other very well, very quickly because it was the same people. So they served in the lounge. Here's a picture of the lounge. They served snacks.
Morning, afternoon, and dinner.
Yes.
And
an amazing assortment. Here's a photo and a couple photos of the different snacks that they served every day. So it changed 3 times a day and every day. And there was some things that were the same maybe the day before, but then maybe 50% of them were different the next day.
They were really good. You just
delicious.
Sit there and have a little snack, then go get off the ship or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And
one of the things that I liked a lot about the lounge was that it had an outside access as well. So on the Edge class ships, on the Edge and the Apex, they have a little bit of an outdoor space off of the lounge, but they changed that moving forward from the Beyond and forward. They just extended the indoor lounge more and took away the outdoor lounge area. So if you want to be outside in the retreat, you have to be up on one of the sun decks. And this was just outside of the lounge, and it was lounge chairs and tables, and they had full service out there as
And
well.
a great view.
Yeah, an amazing view, because it was the front of the ship. Amazing view. And really terrific. In the evenings, they would start to play live music.
Right.
And it was dinner style music.
Right. Either a piano player or a guitar, or it was dinner
Nice.
style music.
So one performer would perform for an hour. And so let's just say we would have the piano player would play the piano and sing for an hour. And as soon as that person was finished, another person would sit in and they would do a set for an hour. And there weren't any lulls, there weren't any breaks, and it was really lovely. And it was played pre-dinner and all through dinner. And another thing that I really liked was the location of the restaurant.
Oh yes, you just walked up a little flight of stairs and you were at the restaurant, and you could see down into the lounge and you could see the music, and you could have a regular conversation up there. The music was very pleasant. They sat you right away. They're very attentive.
Yes,
And the
very
food,
attentive.
The food was really good.
I think part of it is the fact that there is such a small number of people that are in the retreat or in the yacht club. I keep saying retreat. As John said, you go upstairs, so it's an overhang that looks down into the lounge, and you can also go back out into the elevator bank and take the elevator up to deck 17 to the restaurant area if you wanted. And it was breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as we said. And the menu was amazing. They had standard menu that was kind of their classics every day, and then they had the specials of the day, and there were 3 or 4 choices.
I think you get a filet every night if you wanted, right? They had that.
Yeah. They had an amazing grilled Caesar salad, grilled chicken Caesar salad, and here's a picture of that that we had one day for lunch. Actually, we had it a couple of days for lunch. And dinner was amazing, and here are several photos of different dinner dishes that we had.
I would not get the seafood though.
Right.
The seafood, they didn't know how to cook the
seafood. For
seafood.
some reason, it didn't matter what it was. If it was seafood, it was overcooked and rubbery and not good. And it wasn't just us.
No.
We were traveling with a couple friends, and they said the same.
Although one of them ate the food anyway.
Yeah, he ate everything anyway, which is great. But the food was fantastic.
The lobster
minus the seafood
was like this.
Yeah,
it was
I didn't like it.
No,
but,
I didn't.
Yeah, but
I couldn't eat it.
Portion was great.
Yeah, right.
So we heard a lot of negative things about the food. So we didn't find that. Another thing that we've heard pre-going on this cruise is that the crew was not friendly, and that they were not positive and happy and upbeat. And we found it to be the complete opposite. We absolutely loved the crew. They were fantastic. They were very, very friendly, very talkative, very cordial, very attentive, very, very professional. Loved them.
We can only speak about the Yacht Club though, because we don't know, we didn't experience except bumping into people, and it wasn't the best experience walking through there. But I did like the elevators.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
You didn't? You press the floor you want, and then it would come down and it would take you right to that other floor. So it would tell you which elevator bank to go into.
Okay, so there's a keypad. And the keypad had all of the different floors or decks on it, and you would select the one that you wanted to go to. And then at the bottom of it, it would light up and it would tell you which elevator, there was 4, which elevator, there was a number over them, which one was going to arrive for you to take you to your deck, or to your destination.
It seemed to be a free-for-all though when the elevator came. They didn't go in the elevator in the order that you were there. It was kind of
right. There wasn't the elevator etiquette in that if you were there first, that you went on the elevator first when it arrived. So there was that. But we endured that,
Yes.
over and over again. Very pushy, very assertive, not pleasant at all. We spoke to other guests that were in the regular part of the ship that weren't in the yacht club, and they were not happy about the food.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that the food was absolutely awful. There was a woman that I met one night in the casino, and she was from Australia. And she said, "How are you getting along with the food?" And I said, "We really like it." She said, "Oh, not us." She said, "It is absolutely awful." She said, "We're just finding it to be just really bad tasting, not fresh." She said, "We're used to, fresh produce and fresh fish and, things like that." And I said, "Well, we're staying in the yacht club, so I don't know that we can compare." And she said, "Yeah, that's probably why it's different." So we definitely are glad that we did the yacht club, and we would not do it again unless we were in the yacht club.
Exactly.
So we went to a couple of the shows, and here's a photo of one of the shows, and it was okay.
Yeah.
They were just kind of like a song and dance type thing. It wasn't a story like the production shows. It was a production show. And there wasn't a story behind it like the production shows that we're used to on Celebrity.
Right.
And, excuse me, the casino was interesting.
Right.
A lot of people want to know about the casino because of the smoking factor. It really wasn't bad.
No. But we enforced our own rules.
Right. So the casino it was a half smoking, non-smoking and smoking. And so the casino was long, and it was split in half. So this side of it was the non-smoking, and the other end of it was the smoking. And there was a big walkway in the middle, and on the other side were the tables. And it was split also. And we found that as long as everybody stayed on the smoking side that was smoking, whether it was vaping or actual cigarette or cigar, they were on the other side, we were fine. Every night, there was somebody that tried to encroach, and John and I would just look at them and wave our finger and point to go to the other side, and they would oblige. My marker for whether or not it was how the smoking was is that my clothes and my hair didn't smell when we left the casino. And so for me, that was a good thing. We're very cautious about that.
I really enjoyed the casino. The crew was really nice to us. They let us record. They didn't even have a question. They said, no, go ahead and record. A little strange though. Sometimes there would be a kid in there banging on the machine, and they really didn't do much about that. But I loved it. The program is not the best, but we will discuss that when we compare the programs. Because there'll be other cruises.
But our feedback on that, just for the interim, is that we did not care for the casino program. We're going to do a separate video all about the comparison of the casino programs. Let's see, what else? Going on and off the ships. Oh, this was interesting. Every port was embarkation and disembarkation day.
Yeah.
Every single port. So the passenger base was constantly changing. If you got on in Barcelona, your cruise was Barcelona to Barcelona, 7 nights. You would disembark in Barcelona. If you got on in Civitavecchia like we did, you would disembark in Civitavecchia 7 days later.
It'd be a drill every day.
Every day. And every day there were new passengers coming on and there were passengers leaving. And it was very interesting. But overall, I would say that it was an excellent experience.
It was.
I'm really, really glad that we did it. The food was fantastic. The crew was fantastic. We loved the stateroom.
Did we eat at a specialty restaurant?
We did. Good call. So we went to a specialty restaurant because...
Did we go to 2? We went to the... No? Okay.
No.
Okay, that was the other ship. Okay.
Yeah. Because The reason that we went to the specialty restaurant was MSC did a status match at the time that we did the reservation for this cruise. They were doing a status match with Celebrity for their loyalty programs. And being that we're both Zenith with Celebrity, we matched to their highest level at the time, which was Diamond. And they have since added another level, and I think it's called Diamond Plus. So we were at the Diamond level, and one of the benefits of the Diamond level is that you get a specialty restaurant. There are some caveats to that. It has to be, there's a certain menu within the restaurants, and there's a couple of restaurants that you can choose from, and it's a kind of a set prefixed menu. And we chose to go to the teppanyaki.
Yeah, it was good.
The hibachi.
Yeah, it was really
and
good.
It was good. It was really good. The guy was very entertaining. Here's some photos of that. The food was delicious, and it was complimentary, so you can't ask for more than that. The drinks were terrific.
Yes.
The coffee was very good. The snacks were delicious. The meals were terrific. Oh, the treatment in the cabin. How could we forget about that? I loved it.
Yes.
Do you remember?
We could order whatever we want from the. You're talking about the room service and getting a snack every night. Oh, and then at nighttime they would put slippers next to your bed, a bottle of water, and a glass.
And a chocolate.
Oh, and a chocolate.
So every night on your nightstand would be a fresh, unopened bottle of water, a glass upside down on a coaster, and a different chocolate every night. And next to your bed on a little cloth, they had like a little placemat. They had your slippers there for you. And every night there was a treat brought to the cabin. And they were different things every night. Sometimes they were like a little brittle candy and like a bark kind of thing, and other chocolates. And every night there was something, and it was really nice. And then one night they gave us a basket of fruit and a bottle of champagne. And there were some things in the refrigerator in the mini bar. You could have anything you wanted to drink in the mini bar. All the drinks were included, and it was all the premium drinks that were included. So you could have anything you wanted in the mini bar, and they would refill it for you, whatever you wanted. And there were some snacks. There was a Toblerone chocolate, potato chips. There were a couple different snacks. You could have each one of those one time complimentary, and then if you wanted to have a second one, so you could have the candy bar once, and you could have the chips once, you could have all of it once, and then if you wanted it again, there would be a small charge for it. But cabin was lovely. The stateroom attendant, we almost never saw him. The bed was very, very comfortable. Everything about it was really fantastic. The only thing that I would say that I didn't care for was the crazy passengers and the rest of the ship and the seafood.
There was a smell in the casino, in the cabin that they took care of.
The bathroom.
Right.
Yes, there was a smell in the drain in the bathroom.
We have our dogs there,
and they took care of it. They sprayed something, and it came back after a couple of days, but they sprayed it again. It wasn't enough for me to be a deterrent, but that's something that's pretty common.
But I do want to bring something up about the chocolate. They had a huge chocolate store. Remember that? But it was expensive, but I think they got some of those chocolates from there that they gave to us. But
yes, at the end, actually, we got a box of those that they gave to us, and it just as a thank you, say goodbye kind of thing. And there were some things that we were invited to go to. They had a special Yacht Club cocktail party. They had a special for their captain's club, their membership, their loyalty program for the Diamond and Diamond Plus members. And we chose not to go to those. We went out into the port every day, and we're going to do some videos. We have some videos for the ports that we did. But I would say overall,
I would do it again
in
for
the
Yacht Club. It was really
Yeah, for
especially.
the right price,
Right.
because we don't pay cruise fare, so it's kind of hard to go back to doing that or paying for something that you could get otherwise on a different cruise line. As a matter of fact, we were looking to book this same Sea View for 2 weeks next year, and because we thought with the certificates that we earned in the casino, and because it turned out to be not such a great deal, we actually opted to book the one of the celebrity cruises that are over there instead.
Right.
It fit into our timeline for our trip for next year in Europe. And yeah, overall, if you want to do MSC, we highly recommend it as long as you're in the Yacht Club, and everything was really terrific. I would do it again in the Yacht Club.
Yes, I would definitely do it again. I did like it better than the retreat for a lot of things.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
But,
So that does it for us for this video on our review of our first and only cruise on the MSC Sea View on MSC's cruise line. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate your support. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. It lets us know that you liked it and it helps us out. And if you haven't done so already and you'd like to follow us along, just hit subscribe below this video and turn on the notification bell. That will let you know of any new videos that we post. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate your support.
and we will be having more videos coming out soon.
Yes.
So thank you.
And as always, we hope you have a wonderful day.